Peace, 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 y'all. It's your boy ActionFiggySkinny here again with another quick hit review. Wow. Didn't think this would be shipping so fast, but here it is. Today we have the X-Men 97 wave Goblin Queen. I am very excited for this figure. I'm actually quite surprised Hasbro put this out, considering the last time we saw a more comic accurate version of this fig was during the Hellcharger HasLab, that campaign that kind of didn't get through. So a lot of us didn't think that we were going to get this fig anytime soon. And, well, here it is as a surprise. Also, I mean, for those of us that know, this is also quite a shocker to see X-Men 97. However, I like to see this in X-Men 97 because that means they're doing this with a certain story of ours. And if you know, you know. I'm gonna go get into that, but for now, without further ado, we about to see what's in this box. Now, this Goblin Queen just comes on your standard X-Men 97 card. The back shows the other characters from the wave, which include Magneto, Cyclops, Jean Grey, Nightcrawler, and Executioner. I'll be doing Executioner next, but for now, this Goblin, let's just observe this for a little bit. Super cool, super nice. Now I'm gonna go ahead and use my powers of editing to slice this package open and still make it look clean. In 3, 2, 1, and there we go. There we go. Now, we're going to get her out of this plastic and talk about these here accessories. This is an easy way to talk about these accessories. At first, out the package, she comes with 2 fisted hands. In the package, she comes with her 2 open hands. These magic effect thingies that we've seen many hundred times before. And this suspect baby, who I have no idea who it is. But we'll get into that. Let's see her out the package. And here's the Goblin Queen in all of her glory. Excuse my voice, I got a little scratch in it right now. But yeah, this fig looks really nice. And I'm not even like, this look is new for the show. I'm not gonna front like this is at all like the classic comic book look, but I'm also not closed off to new things. Some of y'all be wanting her to be in that like real skimpy outfit from Inferno, if this is even the same version or person that they're depicting from the comics in the show. But yeah, some of y'all be out here all mad. Well, she doesn't look comic accurate, this, that, whatever. Comic accurate in the 80s can't really apply to what's going down today. It can, but sometimes it has a lot of hiccups that I'm sure Marvel as a public, Marvel and Hasbro, but more Marvel, probably has like an issue of really portraying that stuff right now. So, but we'll get into that later. This fig, as mentioned, comes with accessories that we've seen before. These ones are like green and translucent. Pretty. She comes with 2 of these. She comes with 2 fisted hands that you see right here. Don't know if she's punching anything. Probably not, because she has like telekinesis powers and all sorts of this like mutant based powers that wouldn't allow you or need you to punch anyone. So I don't see why you'd be out here punching people. But yeah, you got those 2 fists that look kind of good. And then she has this like this baby, this very detailed baby neck cloth that, if you know, you know. And by know, I mean most people know that that's supposed to be Nathan Summers, aka Cable. But again, we don't know where this show is going with this particular story, or how they're going to adapt it from the comics to the TV show, because the landscape was very different in the comics in the 80s when this character appeared versus how they're doing it in the show, which I have a whole other video coming out on how that's going to work. And I also have a video that I'm going to link in the description below explaining Madelyn Pryor, aka the Goblin Queen. I believe this is Madelyn Pryor, but I'm not sure how they're going to introduce her into the show. This could be a Jean Grey clone variant by Sinister, which is what Madelyn Pryor was, but she had a whole arc in X-Men, starting from when she first appeared in X-Men 168. She met up with Scott, or Scott met her in Alaska coming off a plane, and he was like, "Word, you're pretty." And she's like, "Thanks." But then all the while he was just like, "Damn, girl, you look exactly like my ex." And then Usher's You Remind Me came on and he started doing the whole dance. No, but he did link up with Madelyn Pryor for quite some time, and throughout really kind of, didn't really, he was giving Madelyn his all, but he wasn't, and she knew that something was up. She knew that he was still thinking about Jean. And then I think in I believe he finally like gave rest to Jean and said his goodbyes and mourned because he hadn't properly mourned. And he went on to live his life with Madelyn. He married her. She announced that she got pregnant in a New Mutants annual or some random comic that had no significance except for announcing that she was pregnant. She would get mad at Scott for always thinking about his mutants and not really thinking about them or the family. Scott was really wilding in the 80s. Scott, like, in X Factor #1, homie just bounced. Like, he just left her. Left her with the baby, all sorts. Some of y'all know what that's like. Some of y'all don't know your dads. But some of y'all don't want to know what that's like and think that's kind of messed up. So, yeah, this character has a whole overarching arc in the comics from X-Men 168 until the beginning of Inferno, which I'm gonna say is X-Men 236. Yes, X-Men 236. I'm gonna say that the cover should be popping up. And yeah, but enough about that. Let's get into the quick articulation of this figure and then go ahead and compare it to some other joints that we got here. All right, what? Articulation wise, our girl is somewhat standard for the females. Her head is on a ball joint. It can't get much up movement because of the long hair that looks great. It could go forward. The cape is not removable because it's stuck right here, but it pegs into the back so it doesn't get too annoying. That's cool. She has double jointed arms, which is awesome, and they're pinless, which is awesome. This is good. You can't be giving female figs no double jointed arms in 2024. That's just not right. No kind of ab crunch. Rocker on the top that we usually typically see on these thin bodies. Double jointed legs that work, except for if you have the cape. Yeah, you know what I mean? It doesn't really work too well. She does have those terrible heel shoes that we've seen since like the Enchantress figure from like forever ago. Can she stand? Yes. Does her cape help? Yes. Her cape does help for balancing, but otherwise it looks all right. She can also hold this baby quite well, that I'm going to try and get her to do in her hands there. Oh no, or is it this arm? I don't know. Is it this arm that you would hold the baby in and she would just look at it? Inferno, she tries to steal this baby. She tries to do a bunch of stuff. Cable's like sent off to the future because he's infected by techno-organic virus with freaking Magneto. Magneto's like, I'm gonna have this baby. And they're like, nah, you can't have this baby. He's like, listen, I'm gonna have this baby. And then he takes the baby. And he does a bunch of craziness. So yeah, there she is with her baby slash kidnappy that she's trying to take care of in these comics. I'm not exactly sure what they're gonna do in the show. I'm excited. As I mentioned, I have a video explaining the Madelyn Pryor and her relationship with the team. She goes out soon after X Factor 1, she gets jumped by the Marauders. They shoot her. She ends up in the hospital. She ends up linking up with the X-Men. They go through the whole Fall of the Mutants thing where they end up meeting not Ixani. Hold on. Oh, that's gonna bother me. But she can't give him the Siege Perilous, said, hey, listen, y'all could live your lives how it was and just go back to the time in which, you guys were just right before all this shit happened, or y'all could just passed through here, start off a totally different place, and people won't remember that you're alive, and they'll think you're dead. And X-Men thought that this was a good idea, so they opted for thinking that they were dead, and they were like, listen, let's just be undercover, so we could really start hitting people back and taking some receipts, as Havoc put it. I don't believe they actually hit anybody back. I believe they didn't actually do much while they were in the Outback, but again, save that for next video. Now, we're gonna get into comparisons with this little lady. Yes, sir. I really like the way this fig looks. Honestly, for like a somewhat original design, this is pretty. They did it like pretty spot on. I like it, especially if you can't do the whole risque thing. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into some comparisons. Okay, so here is our girl Goblin Queen next to the, not to be confused with Wave 2 Cyclops. This is actually the VHS Cyclops. As you can tell, the cell shading and so on. Not many people like this thing. Not many people went for this, but I liked it for the head sculpt. I think it was cool. And this is my Cyclops. I think it's dope. He's not on any team, but he's gonna be in my Marvel vs. Capcom 2 lineup. He looks dope. Next up, we're gonna compare her with Wolverine from X-Men 97, and I think her and him look good. I'm really hoping to get Wolverine in his brown suit, especially because the whole blue team, gold team suits weren't even like a thing until the 90s and after the Muir Island saga, which I'm going to get into as well. So I don't know why they're doing this, but hey, here she is next to my homegirl Rogue from the retro carded wave, which I think this Rogue is 3 times better than the one that we got from X-Men 97. That's why I'm going with this Rogue. Just looks much better. You know, height comparison, she's on heels, she's not, so you can see there's going to be a height difference there. But otherwise, she looks good. They look good together. They look like both X-Men type folk. This Madelyn is definitely going on my X-Men villain shelf, so that's just really cool. I'm excited to put her there with that old Sabretooth. Here, let's go ahead and put Storm there next. Ororo, who I hope is going to end up being the leader of the team. That's why she's got this hair, to kind of match up with her losing her powers. If she loses her powers, yo, I'll be very happy, but I need them to change the costumes up a bit. That's what I need. I need them to change the costumes a bit. That's how she looks against Storm. Again, Storm doesn't have high heel boots. She does. That's a height difference. But they look good together. Yeah. Very nice. So now for closing thoughts. Closing thoughts on this Goblin Queen. It's a very bold move. I'm happy that they went along and did it. I like the costume change. I got a second one so that I could probably paint it to match the original comic book look, but I don't really care because her like cape was way more ripped up. I just like this look. I'm finally happy that they're putting out a Goblin Queen, considering what happened before and how we were almost not going to get one. So this is just a great surprise, as I mentioned before. I give this figure honestly a solid 8.5 out of 10. I think it's one of the best in the wave. I didn't care for that other Magneto. Don't really care for Jean Grey. So the 4 joints in this one are in order: Goblin Queen, Nightcrawler, Executioner, probably Cyclops. If Cyclops didn't have that goofy head, he'd be up there, but I'm going to go with VHS Cyclops if I got to compare them at all. And you're going to see that in my review of that Cyclops that's going to be coming out probably next week. But yeah, this Goblin Queen is like a solid 8 out of 10. She just, the hair pops. People are talking about her pink skin. Like, I'm just, whatever. That's just, I mean, if you're pale and you're looking kind of sickly, but you're also trying to have a daunting evil look, they're not going to just make a pale figure. They're probably going to make her more salmon pinkish than she will be pale. So I totally agree with that colorway and color scheme of how they did things. My only gripe with this fig probably are the heel boots. I wouldn't have given her the heel boots just for the difficulty of standing that these figs tend to have when it comes to those kind of boots. However, I understand that they want to kind of really go for a certain look, so I get it, and I'm down. I can let that go. Otherwise, yeah, this figure is really nice, and it's a great addition to any kind of X-Men collection. Even if you're not collecting any of the other X-Men 97 figs, I would try to pick this up, because really don't think we're gonna get another Goblin Queen after this. Like, no kind of likeness, especially after this one coming out so soon. Don't expect them to come out with a comic book version anytime soon. Yeah, if you like this video, please subscribe, leave a like, tell your friends, share with your friends, And yeah, check out my other videos because they're all just as fun as this one. And I got more coming out, probably 2-3 times during the week. So, yeah. If you'd like to go and tell your friends about this channel, if you'd like to go ahead and tell your friends about me and tell them where to find me, go ahead and search ActionFiggySkinny. Go ahead and YouTube ActionFiggySkinny and search ActionFiggySkinny on YouTube. But most of all, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for supporting the channel and supporting your boy. If you know me from IG, you know that I'm really into these Marvel Legends, these Marvel figures, and especially X-Men. So thank you for coming with me on this journey. I appreciate all of you. Take care, keep fit, have fun, and peace.